So shalom, I'm out here once again to preach and to prophesy unto our people, being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And according to the Holy Bible, you are the biblical Israelites. This is based off of your father's genetic line. It's about paternal and agnate relations that determines your nationality. Seeing our people have been dispersed all throughout the earth, we look like all nations under the sun. This is not a so-called black or white thing. Mingling those two shades together, you get gray. There are no gray areas in this truth. You're either an Israelite or you're not. And as always, before I get started with my lesson, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. And what is his name? Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wabarakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. So we're out here to do our duty. We're out here to labor. We're out here performing a miraculous work in the sight of all these people, in the sight of all these non-believers. We ourselves are a witness. We are a testimony of the power of the Lord, the power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right? This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 22 and verse 6. A tale out of season is as music in the morning, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time. So there's never a wrong time to come out here and do this work. There's never a wrong time to apply this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to your life. But we understand that there's a season for everything, right? I'll have to get that next. We understand that there's a season for everything. But when it comes to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's always in season. And right now we're in the season of fishing for the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? A tale out of season is as music in the morning. And you have men, they'll bring out scriptures that don't relate with the lesson. They'll bring out scriptures calling themselves trying to cut you, and it's not what the scriptures is talking about. You got people wanting to speak about things that aren't touching on the matter at hand. People can't stay on topic because that's a tale out of season. But this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is always in season. And we're in the season of laboring right now. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So to everything there is a season. But when it comes to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's always seasonable to apply it. It's always seasonable while the time is here to come out here, do this work, do your videos throughout the week. That's never out of season until Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai removes us off the streets and he brings a blackout. Because a part of that blackout is removing the children of light off the streets where we can't teach no more. But right now we're in the season where we can teach, and we're bringing light to a very, very dark world. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Let's jump down to verse 6. A time to get and a time to lose. And right now, it might seem like we're taking losses, because when you serve Yahweh Shai, you go through trials and tribulation. We're not in the time of our rest. We're not in the time of prospering. That doesn't mean the Lord won't bless you and put you in a position where you're okay. But we're not here to prosper. We're not millionaires and billionaires. I'm speaking of those of us who are in this ministry who really believe. Okay? The Lord could easily do that, but that's not really how this is working. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. So right now, while the season is near of destruction, it hasn't showed up yet, we're still in the season of laboring. We're still in the season of fishing for the elect of the nation of Israel. That's why when I come out here, I'm likened unto a fisherman. And these cars that drive by, or people that walk by, or on their bikes, however it may go at times, they're like fish. But I'm out here seeking out lawful fish, so to speak, being the elect, because not all fish are lawful to eat. All right? So let's go back to Ecclesiasticus 22:6. A tale out of season is as music in the morning, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time. So when it comes to applying this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that also includes chastising your brother when he goes off, letting them know he's wrong. A lot of men, they get offended. They feel like, come on, Ak, it's too early. I ain't trying to hear this right now. Well, then you're not in the spirit, because there's never a wrong time to be corrected. There's never a wrong time to apply this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, let's go to Matthew's. Matthew's chapter 4. Matthew's chapter 4 and verse 19. It reads this. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So right now we're out here fishing for the elect, just like how a fisherman fishes for fish. It's the same thing, but we're doing it in a spiritual manner where we're fishing for lawful fish, the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, we understand that most people are not going to listen. They're not going to hearken, but that's all right. The whole purpose of doing this is obedience. This isn't a race to see how many people can get the most fish, okay? It's about obedience, and the Lord gives each of us our ability, okay? Mark 4, Matthew's 4 and 19. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So we have to follow Yahweh Shai, come out here and do this work so that we can be rewarded for our labor. We are fishermen. We are spiritual, spiritually, in a spiritual context, we are spiritually fishing for the elect. And Yahweh Shai has said it in that manner, seeing that a lot of the disciples were fishermen, okay? Peter, Andrew, James, John, I think Matthew was a tax collector, but for the most part, they were fishermen. So Yahweh Shai used that parable. Follow me, I'm gonna make you fisher of men. I'm going to have you laboring in this ministry, performing a great work, seeking out the elect of the nation of Israel, drawing them back to the Heavenly Father, the lost sheep. Okay? That's the season we're in right now. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13 in verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. So we're casting that net being this word, hoping to catch fish. But overall, we're hoping to catch lawful fish, fish that matter, the elect, okay, the house of David, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So people may hearken unto you, they may listen to what you're saying, but that does not mean they're lawful fish. That does not mean they're not going to be thrown back into the ocean. Okay? We're only out here for the elect of Israel. We're not out here for everybody. And now is the season to labor while we're able to, because we won't always be doing this. As much as people like to think they have forever to do whatever they want to do, time is running out. The days of judgment draw nigh, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. And the bad are going to be casted away through various situations. The bad are going to be casted away. They'll eventually fall out the truth one way or another. They can't go through the afflictions, seeing that many trials and tribulations come. The bad fish, somehow, some way, they're not going to remain. Let's go to Mark chapter 4 and verse 17. Verse 16. And these are they likewise, which are sown. And these are they likewise, which are sown on stony ground. When they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure for a short time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So those who get offended, they want to go back into the world. They want to draw back. They want to look back like Lot's wife, because they would be considered bad fish, unlawful fish, fish you can't eat, so to speak, on a spiritual sense. We're only worried about the elect, those who are not going to be offended at Yahweh Shai, those who understand being in this ministry, it is a fight. Just like coming out here, I was wrestling with myself on whether or not to come out here, because I was waking up from a slumber and seeing how I was all cloudy minded, waking up, trying to find my thoughts. I was wrestling with coming out here, but I did it anyway. You know, I got off work, working the night shift, hopped in the shower, you know, I relaxed, ended up falling asleep, woke up, you know, brushed my teeth, did what I had to do, right? And here I am. But it took me a little mental fortitude to come out here, because my flesh was really trying to fight against me and have me procrastinate coming out here, just being honest. But I'm out here in hopes to draw in the good fish, because this is a laborious job. As much as I love doing it, it is labor. Okay? Let's go to John chapter 21. John chapter 21 and verse 1. After these things, Yahweh Shai showed himself again to the disciples at the sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. There were together Simon, Peter, and Thomas, called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and two other of his disciples. Simon Peter saith unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. So they were literally fishing. But as they were fishing, they didn't catch anything. Now, how can you relate that to us in this ministry? Some of us men, we've been fishing for a while. We've been fishing for some time, and we may not get a lot of views. We may not reel in any of the elect in our city or our state. But the point of the matter is, when you're laboring, that can come in a day's work sometimes, right? You go out, fish, you're expecting to catch some fish, you don't catch no fish. And I've mentioned this story before, but there was one time I was fishing with my older brother, and on this day particularly, I didn't take no water, we didn't have no snacks, I didn't have my own car to drive. So I was basically stuck there as long as he was ready to be there, as long as he was willing to be there. We had went fishing early in the morning when the sun had first came up. By the time we left, it was dark. We didn't catch no fish. I was so pissed off about that, I didn't even want to go fishing no more. I didn't want to do it again. I was just irritated. I was bothered. I was dehydrated. I was hungry. That was a waste of a day, you know? But I understand why the Lord did that to me. It was a spiritual reference because he would later on bring me into this ministry. Okay? On top of other things that's been revealed on why he's done things that at one time I didn't understand, but now I understand. And seeing where I am now in this ministry, I've been out here doing this since 2014. And I have the view count of, no disrespect, I have the view count of someone who just came in their first couple years, right? But that comes with the job, that comes with the labor, okay? Let's read verse 3 again. Simon Peter saith unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. But when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua. Then Yahushua saith unto them, children, have ye any meat? They answered him, no. You got to imagine that no had to have been a frustrated no. And he said unto them, cast the net, because that's what we're doing with this truth spiritually. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. Because this truth is like casting a net, and we're catching every kind, right? And ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. So notice how they went from catching nothing, but then when Yahushua told them to cast the net into the water, they had an abundance of fish. What does that show? Through Yahushua, anything's possible. It's not us that's bringing in any of the elect. Yahushua is bringing in the elect. We're just vessels that are used for the labor. But the actual people who wake up, it's not because of how great we speak or how diligent we are. It's because of the spirit of Yahushua and the chariots out here, brothers and sisters. Check this out. Let's leave it like that for a second. Where was I at? Let's read verse 6 again. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. And there's going to come a point where a lot of people are going to come into this ministry. It's covered up. It's all good. There's going to come a point where a lot of people come into this ministry at once. How it's going to happen, I don't know. It could happen through the act of miracles, which that's what I believe. It could happen through once we're removed and the RFID chip is made law, many people are going to snap out of their stupidity and realize, dang, I heard this from one of the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's hold that scripture. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 24. They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmured shall learn doctrine. So a lot of people who are murmuring, a lot of the days that we've come out here and nobody wanted to listen, a lot of people wanted to scoff and speak ill of us. Those same people, if they be of the elect, the Lord could easily just wake them up. Okay? So even if we don't catch no fish now, or it doesn't seem like we're catching any fish, we have to remember, it's not even us anyway. It's Yahweh Shai that's waking up the elect, not our teaching ability. So going back to John 21 and verse 7, therefore that disciple whom Yahweh Shai loved, speaking of John the Revelator, saith unto Peter, it is the Lord. Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked, and did cast himself into the sea. And he wasn't naked as in he didn't have no clothes on at all. But being around water, naturally, to keep your clothes dry, okay, you would take them off and set them to the side, keep them on shore to keep your belongings from getting wet. But he wasn't naked in the sense of his nakedness was showing, if you know what I mean. His rod wasn't out. And a lot of people like to paint these homosexual type vibes when it comes to the man of the Lord. Just like how John the Revelator, he rested his head on Yahweh Shai's bosom. And then you got some people out here, they'll always try to fag everything up, man. Okay? Verse 8, and the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes. So they went from having no fish to having an abundance of fish, because Yahweh Shai is who is waking up the elect. Yahweh Shai is the one that works through us. So even if it seems like no one's listening to us because we are a fisher of men and we're not catching any fish, so to speak, Yahweh Shai could easily throw the net out there or tell us to throw the net out there spiritually and have 20 people come in one day. Don't be surprised if one day you're out here teaching, you got 30 people out in front of you and they all get converted. Naturally, you would think, they coming up here to scoff. They coming up here to speak ill, not even knowing Yahweh Shai put the spirit on them to come up there and to get sealed. Easily can happen. It's not a hard thing. So we shouldn't base this ministry off of, well, how many people can I wake up? It's up to the Lord how many people we wake up. You notice I'm always looking at the sky because I'm always seeing the chariots, but it's so cloudy right now, I don't see them right now. But I'm always looking at the sky, okay? It ain't because I'm bugged out. Well, maybe I'm bugged out for the Lord in righteousness. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 12. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 12. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. So at the end of the day, we're going to yield fruit. Even if it seems like you're not catching no fish, we're going to yield fruit regardless. And the first fruit that you're yielding is you. You're growing. You're getting better. Okay? A lot of these Israelites who may not understand now, one day they may come into the truth. They may come in through your teaching. Even if they don't come in through your teaching, they came in through the same thing that you believe. Right? The wicked desireth the net of evil men. So we're throwing out the righteous net because we're trying to bring in the righteous. But then on the contrary, you have opposition. You have the devil trying to throw his net out and to reel in men as well, because the devil has blinded the minds of many. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. And that's what this is about. And guess what? A man will be known by his fruit. Okay? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 20. Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 7. O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily, everyone mocketh me. So being a fisher of men, you get mocked, you get rejected. It seems like you're not catching any fish. Okay? I've been fishing all night, so to speak. Just referencing, when I first came in. I've been fishing all night, and I haven't really caught nothing. Okay? All these people here, they seem to be useless. But the labor must go on. And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, could easily wake up any of these people if that's what he wants to do. Overall, what's important? That we ourselves are obedient. Chariots back out. Let's get this. Verse 8, for since I spake, I cried aloud, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily. So you get scoffed and scorned, you get made fun of being in this truth. People not listening to you, people judging you wrongfully because they understand, okay, no one's listening to this guy. So they find that to be more useful for their ammunition to disrespect you, to disregard you, to act as if, what you're saying means nothing because everybody else looks at you as useless as well. So why should I have to listen to you, right? Because again, we're laboring, we're fishers, we're fishermen. And being a fisherman, there's nights you're going to catch nothing. And that night could be a long night or it could be a short night. Okay? Verse 9, then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak anymore in his name. So you can go through so much rejection and frustration that your flesh will have you feeling like, you know what? I don't even want to do this no more. Have you feeling like there's no point. Just like with Jonah. Jonah tried to avoid his lot of being a prophet. But if the spirit is on you to be a prophet, if you're of the Lord's elect and that's what he wants you to do, you can't help but do it. I've had days where I just didn't want to deal with people no more. I would rather the Lord Just take me out the earth. I've had those moments. I've had moments where I've come out here and I felt like I was useless and it was a stupid thing to keep doing this. I felt like for a while I was doing it for no reason, but the spirit in me kept me going. Okay? It's the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. It is not of ourselves. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Even when we feel like getting frustrated and complaining, being in that woe is me spirit, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai keeps us going. He keeps us fighting. He keeps us pushing. Okay? Let's see here. Hold on. Looks like there's two of them. Verse 10, for I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. Reports, say they, and we will report it. All my familiars watched for my halting, saying, peradventure, he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. So our people want to overthrow us. They think that denying Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to somehow, some way make us throw in the towel, make us fold. They actually want to kill us. They wish harm upon us. You'd be surprised some of the thoughts that some people may have towards us. But who cares? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is with us. You see that chariot? You see those chariots, I should say. That's proof right there. I just saw another one. Hold on. Let me try to get this one. Because they're out here. That one's not showing up. It's all good. I'm going to just turn it back around. So Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is why we got to keep fighting. How could you not believe? How could you not feel like the Lord ain't here? How could you not feel like the Lord is not with his men? It's just funny to think that even with signs following, you still have men treating other men like they're nothing. That's all right though, man. That's all right. The Lord is going to keep signifying who is his. And I believe through the Spirit, I'm one of his through faith. Okay? Just like I told you who I believe I am through faith. Whether you believe it or not, I don't even care, man. I don't care. Okay? I believe what I believe. I believe it so much, I'm willing to bet everything on it. And you might be like, oh, he's bugged out, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe, man. I'm out here for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay? And the elect too. I'm out here for y'all too. But if you want to unsubscribe, unsubscribe. So there's one. I don't got my glasses on. But there's 1, 2, maybe 3. So there's 2 that I can see really well. But they're out here. The angels is out here. They're watching us, man. Keeping an eye on us. Signifying that they're with us. Okay? Let me see if I can find a scripture. I'll type it in. This is Mark chapter 16 and verse 20. And they went forth and preached everywhere, the Lord working with them and confirming the word with signs following. So the fact that the Lord be allowing me to show these chariots on video, that's signs following. Showing that what? The Lord is with me, man. Showing that the Lord is with you, brothers. For those of you who believe and you watch my videos and you're able to witness these things, that's the Lord showing you through me. Okay? So Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. And I pray that you keep hope. I pray that you keep faith and you keep on believing. And you can stay encouraged, okay? Stay in the spirit and understand that we are at the end. And as time increases, we're just another day closer, another minute, another second closer to our deliverance if we be of the house of David, okay? And they went forth and preached everywhere, the Lord working with them and confirming the word with signs following. So the Lord is confirming that he's with us with signs following. Hence, the chariot. I darn near would have turned the camera back to get it on camera. So the Lord is confirming that he's with us. Let's go to John 15. John 15 and 5. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. So when the disciples didn't catch anything, it took Yahweh Shai to say, cast the net into the water for them to catch anything. Why? Because we can't do anything without Yahweh Shai. We can't come out here and teach without Yahweh Shai allowing it. We won't catch any fish without Yahweh Shai allowing it. We won't have the spirit of boldness. Won't be seeing chariots. Okay? Won't be having revelations and spiritual visions if Yahweh Shai doesn't allow it. He is the foundation. He is the head. Okay? He is everything, man. And you people are going to find that out. All right? I'm so grateful to be in this truth, man. Even on days where it's tough and it's hard, it doesn't take away how great it is being in this ministry. Okay? Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all you non-believing Israelites, you're just going to die in your unfaithfulness. If you don't believe in the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you don't believe that the Messiah went to the cross for the nation of Israel only, or you don't believe that he existed at all, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness. We are out here for the elect of the nation of Israel. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised and his words are not heard. That's why Jeremiah was so frustrated. That's why Yahweh Shai allowed that example to happen with the disciples not catching any fish. Because it can go into our labor in this ministry, how we are fisher of men. It may seem like you're not catching any fish, but understanding that through Yahweh Shai, all things are possible. So what do? We keep teaching anyway. Okay? The words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. So the words of the wise might be heard amongst few people or nobody at all, right? But it doesn't take away that it's wise words. But that's the world we live in. Folly is set in great dignity, but the rich sit in a low place. That's why the men of the Lord, we're not getting thousands of views one video. Our views are very small in number, because it shows how wise we are. It shows who we are, man. Don't you get it? We're not of this world. We're not of this world so much. We don't even be getting views like that. And you have men in this truth, they'll dog you out for not getting views. Not considering, maybe it's because he's not of this world. Maybe it's because his spirit is anti this world. I gotta get this camera facing this chariot again. It's a little harder to see now with the lights glaring. It's okay. You can kind of see it right there. But there's another one that's not going to show up because of the glare, but it's all right. It's all good. Man, let's read this again. In 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. So when you're a fool, everybody listens to you. You're still a fool. But when you're a wise man, no one listens to you. It doesn't change that you're still a wise man. That's just how it goes. Because most people, you just got to be honest, they're stupid. They're stupid as hell, and they're going to die in their stupidity. Let's go to Isaiah 55. Regardless of how stupid they are, we got to keep doing this work. For as the rain, Isaiah 55:10, for as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. The words of the Lord are not going out void, even if it seems like it's falling on deaf ears. Even if it seems like you've been fishing all night and you've caught nothing. The words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai are effective. These words are not going out void. And these words you have to take serious. Don't take these words lightly. These words are not going out void, and our labor is not in vain. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 4. Then I said, I have labored in vain. Because when you come out here doing this work, it's laborious. It's work. Who wants to go fish and not catch any fish? Who wants to do something productive and the outcome seems minimal, right? That's a part of the battle. The Lord did that on purpose. He understands most people, when they don't get a certain type of outcome, they usually just give up. They'll throw in the towel. So the Lord is putting us in a position to see what we're made of. I could easily give you millions of views. I could easily have these people looking at you like you're this great man of the Lord. But that's not how this battle is going down. So it can feel like you're laboring in vain. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain, yet surely my judgment is with the Lord Yahweh, and my work with the power. And now said the Lord Yahweh that formed me from the womb to be his servant. So you have to be born the elect. You can't make yourself the elect. You can't make yourself an Israelite. You can't make yourself a servant of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You have to be born that. To bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and the power shall be my strength. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is our strength. Although it seems like we're laboring in vain. But really, it's a light thing. Okay? Verse 6, then he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. So there you go. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So although it can feel like you're laboring in vain, our labor is not in vain in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Another chariot popped up. If I could find it. Okay. It is there. It went behind the cloud, I guess. I'm just grateful that the Lord allows me to show y'all these things. You know? Which also gives me comfort because I know I've said things that can make me sound bugged out because it's contrary to what you may have heard from other men. Other men will tell you there's no possible way you can know such and such, right? And then they hear something opposite, you will sound bugged out. But then the Lord allows me to see these chariots. The Lord still allowed me to teach this truth. I still believe, my faith is increasing. So it just gives me hope and to just keep going, man. And the same with you brothers, keep going. Because our labor in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not in vain. Regardless of it feeling like it sometimes. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And right now, that's what we're doing. We're fisher of men. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So right now, we ain't getting busy. We're just out here teaching the word. People can insult us and disrespect us, although it's not really as common as what it used to be, But for those who may still do that, which is totally fine, it doesn't take away that right now, we're in the spirit and the season of fishing for the elect. But eventually we are going to get dirty. Eventually we are going to be turned into hunters. And that chariot came back out again. Let's try this again. Why isn't it showing up? There it is. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So right now we're fishermen, but we're going to be made into hunters eventually. We're not getting dirty right now. Right now we're just bringing out the word, okay? But eventually, all of our enemies, we will see them fall. Let's go to Psalms chapter 92 and verse 11. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. So it's going to come to a point where we see the downfall of our enemies and all those who had anything ill to say about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're going to see their downfall. Not only that, we're going to hunt them ourselves when the Lord gives us that power, not on our own terms. Okay? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 5 and verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. So not only are our eyes going to see our enemies fall, we are going to be the tool that the Lord uses to take down our enemies, the Lord's enemies. Man, that chariot is gleaming, man. But the thing is, when I try to get this one on camera, that light is so bright that it blocks it off. But me, myself, I look forward to being used for judgment. And I truly hope that I'm used for judgment. Okay? I want to sit on the throne. I want to be a ruler. Okay? I want to have all my heart's desires. I want to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in perfection. Okay? I'm tired of being insignificant. In the eyes of people who are insignificant. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, and verse 24. Oh, hear the prayer of thy servant. Oh, hear the prayer of thy servant, and give ear to the petition of thy creature. Speaking of Israel. So that creature that's going to be used as a weapon are the Israelites who are of the elect. The elect men of Israel are going to be used as the Lord's weapon. For while I live, I will speak, and so long as I have understanding, I will answer. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So although we're fisher of men right now, that's why we're not out here getting physical with nobody. We're not out here going to war. People have all sorts of silly things to say, and we're not confronting them with violence. Right now, we're just pushing this truth. But the day will come where the Lord is going to give his men spiritual power. It's hard to get, but there's one going across the sky. But because of these dang lights, man, that's hating. Hold on. That's hating. Yep, there was one hovering across the sky and the lights blocking it. It's all good, man. It's all good. Because I see it. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. And we're his weapons of war right now, verbally. Because through this word, we're hewing you people down. The word is like a weapon hewing all you non-believers down. That's why a lot of you scoffers and scorners, you're not as loud as you once were. You don't have as much to say as you used to. Yeah, but that was spiritual. There was a chariot which looked like it was hovering through the sky. But because of how the lights were shining, and I tried to get it on camera, it was too bright. But the Lord is going to use his elect men as a weapon. So don't take us as a joke because, oh, they just teach the Bible, they wear dresses, da-da-da, they ain't gonna do nothing. First of all, I wouldn't say we ain't gonna do nothing, but we're not out here causing no threat to nobody with violence. If you come violently, it will have to be answered with the appropriate measure of, matching or whatever. But we're not going out of our way, beating people over the head with the Bible because they said they don't believe in it. So we just knock them out with the scriptures, literally. You got a big old Bible in your hand, you hit them in the back of the head, knock them out and start stopping them and say, how dare you disobey the Lord? We're not on that time right now. But the time's going to come where we are going to get busy. Okay? I'm going to end it with Hosea. It's kind of late. It's probably about 9:30 where I am. All right, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 6, and verse 5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. So right now we're fisher of men. But our words that we're speaking, which are the Heavenly Father's words, are hewing down these non-believers, are hewing down the enemies of the Lord. Okay? So being in this ministry, it is a spiritual battle. But we have the word hewing down our enemies, hewing down demons, hewing down all those that oppose, man. Okay? But eventually, after fishing season's over, the Lord is going to transform us into actual hunters in spiritual bodies. And we're going to go about doing the Lord's bidding. Okay? Bringing judgment throughout the earth. Throwing people in slavery, immortality, being able to travel through to different planets, have total understanding, okay, have all of the universe unlocked unto you. These things are just things that we can speak of in the flesh. Imagine what we're really going to receive that we couldn't even comprehend with our earthly minds right now. Okay? So I'll probably close it there. I pray that this lesson, let's see. Yeah, it's hiding. You can kind of see it. But yeah, I pray that this lesson that was simple and edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So I'm going to go on ahead and wrap it up there and give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. All right? And what's his name? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Ba'Shem Warakakwadach. Lord willing, until my next lesson. Shalom, stay strong. Don't lose that hope.